Hello, hello. Welcome to the Blockchain Dynamics Show.
Hello out there.
My name is Brandondoge.
And I'm Woody.
We're here
Hello.
in this episode. Hey, we got Ambroid.
Oh, yeah, and today with us, special guest, an Ambroid, or Ambroid. I think that is an android who's also your bro.
Yeah, what is an Ambroid exactly?
It's artificial amber.
Ah, okay.
All right on. So yeah, this is episode number 53. We're here on Sunday, March 5th, 2017.
Yeah. And an Ambroid's got a lot of good charts out there on Twitter. You might want to check him out. And that's at ANAMBROID. We're brought to you this week by Cryptopia.
Cryptopia.co.nz. They're your one-stop crypto shop.
Yep. For some reason, I didn't notice that on their front page. I don't know if it's there anymore after the update, but I really liked it when I saw it.
Yeah, maybe it was like a one-time slogan thing. I don't know. But they've got a really great exchange.
It is still there.
Perfect.
Oh, sweet. Perfect. But in addition to the exchange, they have a ton of other features that you might be interested in, including forums, coin information, arbitrage. They've got a cool troll box with a ton of features as well. So pretty much everything you would really want in an exchange.
Yeah, and if you head over there and leave us a message on the forum, we'll hit you up with some DOT.
It's true. DOTs are Cryptopia's native coin. So you can trade them on the exchange. You can add coins with them. You can do all kinds of stuff with these dots. And we give them away in our forums thread. So all you have to do is pop by the Blockchain Dynamics thread in the altcoin forum. Post anything, really, and we'll throw you some dots.
We're also going to give away some DOT again on the show today. So check us out in just a little bit. 10,000 DOT coming up. All right. Welcome, Ambroid.
Hello, thank you for having me.
We're really excited to have you here. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Yeah, sure, whenever.
Nice.
Yeah. So we thought we'd start off by taking a second look, which is one of our segments where we kind of go back and usually took a look at a more established coin. Today we're taking a look at Monetary Unit.
Monetary Unit. The coin is MUE. This is a coin that I'm pretty sure came out in the 2014 the golden age, I guess, for a lot of coins like this. Kind of a classic, it's like a service-oriented blockchain. You know, they've got kind of a Litecoin descendant type wallet, but then they also offer a ton of companion features, including like their MUEX exchange service that's new, I guess.
Yeah, so I did a little checking it out for our second look, and I looked at the MUEX service. It was a little bit difficult to sign up for. Like, there were some really unusual circumstances, like they didn't have the USA as a country to sign up with, and gender was one of the form items on signing up for this thing.
They gotta know. They need to know, man.
But it was kind of cool. I tried to sign up, and I signed up as a Latvian citizen eventually, and there was lots of options for funding my initial investment into they basically have this Forex platform that ended up being a little bit inaccessible to me because I didn't feel like making an initial deposit at the time. But
It's quite high.
yeah, if you do make one of their like minimum 150 euro initial deposits, you get a pretty huge bonus, like 100% bonus, and then if you make it in a coin like Dash, apparently you get even more. So I don't know. There's some interesting stuff going on there at the very least.
The deposit, the minimal deposit is 300 euro. But what you can do is you sign up with MU and you get the 150 for free, technically. And the MU is the best one to do it with if you want to do it. And it's I actually counted it when it came out, and MU came up to 150. And Dash and Monero and others came up to 160 to 180 to get to the 300 threshold.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you used the Forex service that they have?
No, not yet, but I do want to eventually.
Yeah, I'm curious. It's a really cool start for like doing a service-based platform because we've seen a lot of alts, especially from the 2014 era, try to go down that road of having like a unique exchange or something. And they really are delivering on the execution really well, so I'm kind of excited to see if they can actually pull off having kind of the volume and activity that you'd want to see.
Definitely. Some interesting things about the blockchain itself. It has an increasing block reward schedule,
Really?
which is unusual for a long-term proof-of-work coin.
Wow.
It also has 40-second block times, which is pretty fast.
Yeah, that is fast.
There's also updates in the mix. They're looking forward to some master nodes as they swap over to a Dash coin-based code base.
Yep. From Quark to X11.
So that's going to be a pretty big change.
That's a huge change. That's really interesting. And if I haven't looked at this chart in a long time, but it's like
Yeah, that might be
ridiculous.
why it's pumping now. Because it's been getting a lot of volume on Cryptopia.
Yeah, I would say that the market has noticed that they're about to swap over to this chain.
Yeah, and it's interesting that a lot of Bittrex coins, they started with the volume swapped over to Cryptopia on a lot of coins, but Monetary Unit is keeping volume both on Trex and Topia, so it just had an increase in volume in general, not just a swap. So that's also an interesting factor.
Yeah, I just looked it up, and it's like a 6,400 volume, so like what, 5.5 Bitcoins volume on Bittrex, and 4 Bitcoin volume on Cryptopia. So they really, like, that's about as even as it gets. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
very balanced. Yeah.
See, and that is just a look at a coin called MUE. That's Monetary Unit.
Yeah, I think that's going to move us straight into some news and stuff.
Yep, got to cover that news.
There's always something to cover.
We're going to start it off this week with the monetary policy release from the Ethereum Classic team. So they have kind of released this document to everybody, and I never really quite understand who the Ethereum Classic community is exactly, or who agrees to these things, or even draws these documents up to begin with, but they do have a dev team. I could probably look it up, and it's probably easy to find, but they've released this announcement of what essentially the direction is going to be for Ethereum Classic. The long and short of it is that they're going to be reducing the mining rewards over the course of the next year until they reach a hard cap on supply. So they're giving themselves a few months to implement it, but eventually I think the cap is going to be somewhere around like 210, maybe 230 million.
Okay.
What's interesting is that the news got leaked first,
Okay.
and the coin dumped quite hard. So
That's funny.
now it's recovering from like all-time lows. Well, not all-time low, because it had all-time low during the Polo ad, or however you call this in this case. But it's recovering from that leak, basically.
I'm surprised that would make people sell Ethereum Classic, because it's really this move speaks to their base like nothing else, because if it's like, you know, kind of blockchain originalists or people who really like the code is law type stuff are really...
So it dumped on the leak and pumped on the news, official news, so that was fun.
Did you ever mine any Ethereum Classic, Brando?
No, I never did. I never started mining it. It's funny, I can't tell, are they going to... So, Ethereum is switching over to proof of stake. This probably means that Ethereum Classic are they going to go to a transaction fee-based only system?
That's going to require another Ethereum hard fork?
It seems like I think they are going to have to do a hard fork to implement any of the new monetary policy stuff. So they've kind of...
Great, that's ETC too.
Yeah, exactly. There should be an ETC base.
Just throw it on Poloniex and you got a new third best altcoin.
I think they should just keep adding C's, so it would be like Ethereum Classic.
Okay.
And then, when that forks, you could have Ethereum Classic, Classic,
ETC,
Classic.
ETC squared? That looks nice.
Yeah, that's true. Once you get 10 or 20 generations in, you're gonna need a decimal or a exponent indicator.
I don't know. I couldn't imagine that actually happening though. That would be as absurd as the first time.
It'd be an awesome move. I would give props to anyone who could come up with a second fork of Ethereum Classic. But yeah, that's what's going on with Ethereum Classic. They're taking obviously a much different direction than Ethereum, if nothing else.
Yeah. Another piece of funny, or on the other side of news, sort of more of a funny piece of news, we have E-Dinar coin getting in a fight with Yobit and ending up with their coin becoming a rise-only market.
This is something that can only happen on Yobit, man. It's just like their policy of never delisting or changing a wallet under any circumstance even extends apparently into coins that they have like active feuds with. So rather than just delist E-Dinar coin or do anything like that, they changed the coin to rise-only market, which basically means that the E-Dinar people can't sell their coins. They have no way to... whoever was market making that coin now is just totally... they have no way to sell it.
Fucking Yobit, man. Just stay away.
It's funny, Yobit. I have love for Yobit. Honestly, I think I have some Yobit ponies queued up here. There's you have to accept Yobit for what it is. Like you can't be surprised if your market goes rise only market, or really if you just tried to sign in one day and the whole thing was gone. That's something that could definitely happen with Yobit. You just have to, it's all part of the deal, I guess.
Yeah, you got to be real careful.
There was also like a weird article this week from a website that it was from themerkle.com that was calling out C-cex as a scam exchange. I don't know if you saw that.
No, not really.
But they were basically, they called out the scam ICOs and were like, oh, this is a scam exchange, which, if you're going to call out an exchange for scam ICOs, you could pretty much take your pick of the litter because they've pretty much all done one or two at some point. Right.
Well, scam ICOs are ones that go down after they're listed, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Just
Yeah, it means somebody lost money.
There was also a successful Cryptopia migration this week.
It's true.
Bam. Transferred over.
They did it.
So that'll help them keep growing and make things faster.
Another exciting news for me this week. You may recall I bought a miner a few months ago, an Ethereum miner, to see what happened.
Yeah.
And I sold all the Ethereum at mine this week, so it's paid off. So
Bam.
I'm excited. Boom. It's done.
Congrats.
So you should have bought 5 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Should have bought 10. I was thinking like, okay, I did it. I broke even on a miner. But at this point, with Ethereum going to proof of stake, like I am not confident in building another one by any means. Like, what is going to happen to the mining market once Ethereum goes proof of stake? I have to imagine it's going to get pretty ugly.
Well, you're probably going to try mining Zcash.
Yeah, but everybody can't pile into Zcash. It'll be a bloodbath.
Well, there's still ETC.
Right, but that's tailing off on its mining too.
But maybe they won't. Maybe they won't switch.
Maybe Ethereum Classic won't implement the monetary policy they just announced.
Right. Just let it ride.
They'll stay true. That's more classic. That's more classic than changing it, I guess. But I'm not confident for mining equipment right now. I think if you're getting cute, like, or could get like maybe an SHA ASIC, or Ambroid was mentioning potentially an X11 ASIC or something, there might be some opportunities there, but I would not be looking at GPUs right now. But who knows? Maybe the next big GPU coins, it's waiting.
Right. It's already getting mined.
Yeah, it's going to be Pascal. I doubt it. But. So yeah, that's a exciting bit of news there. I've paid off my miner.
Yeah, nice work, man. And of course, send us news.
Yeah, we love news.
blockchaindynamics.net. There's a nice little button there.
We like
Press it.
Coin updates, press releases, whatever you got, just throw it our way.
Yeah. Which will move us into our market section.
Really, probably the biggest news this week has all been in the markets. Got to start it off with Bitcoin. Does new all-time highs this week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the main thing on my radar right now, I guess, is just sometimes I get glued to that Bitcoin chart.
Yeah, everyone's been watching it, and no wonder.
Yeah, it really kind of takes all the air out of the room when Bitcoin is doing, these new all-time highs every week. You'll see there's just kind of less. People aren't paying attention to alts as much. And you'll see that,
honestly, I have no idea where it'll go before the ETF thingy.
Yeah, usually when we tell this...
Yep, go ahead.
Usually when we tell this story, it's like, oh, Bitcoin all-time high, and then it retraced $400. Now we're wherever we are. This week it's like, oh, Bitcoin all-time high, and we're still exactly at really close to the edge of that.
Yeah, and there's only a week before the news, so if the market maker wants to dump it, he should dump it fast.
The ETF news is coming that soon? I thought it was much
later.
It's
the official date is this next Saturday, so
oh shit,
they'll probably say no on Monday.
Yeah, well, we've joked when the markets get like this, like they're all coiled up, that at some level they're looking for an excuse to have that huge 20% drop candle or whatever, and
kind of looking forward to it.
And so if it's going to be the ETF news, it's going to be the ETF news, and it'll be fun to see in its own way. There was also like a weird bit in the news this week where Bitcoin crossed the dollar price of Bitcoin crossed the dollar price of gold per ounce.
Yeah, I was hearing from people via text message who don't own any Bitcoin regarding that one.
Yeah, it's funny to me that's like the huge indicator for people, because it's completely it's kind of made up to compare an ounce of gold to any amount of Bitcoin, and it's just funny that this is what triggers all the big news, not any of the other insane stuff that's happened with Bitcoin in the last 2 months.
Yeah, and it's actually been fun because I've seen a video where a person compared the two charts in real time, and there was literally a fight for the parity. Gold wouldn't let it go for like an hour, maybe even, and it was rising with Bitcoin to stay away from it, but then gold lost its steam and just tapered off, and Bitcoin went on. So that was a fun video. So there's definitely been some relation between the two commodities, you might say.
Yeah, I think there's also a lot of crossover in investors, especially early ones for some reason. A lot of people saw the same things in those two.
Yeah, yeah, and definitely even if you look at all the gold maximalists, if you might call them such, like Mike Maloney, he's huge on gold, and he keeps saying that recession's coming and the end's world is coming, and you should buy gold and silver. But what he's been lately saying, after looking into Bitcoin, he owns Bitcoin now.
Interesting.
So that's been interesting to see in some of the gold people.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see people were really skeptical in 2013, and now that it's coming back into people's consciousness, they're at least a little bit more kind of broad spectrum of people who are actually interested in taking it more seriously at this point, I guess. But yeah, that's exciting, honestly. Really cool to see. And again, I feel like if it hasn't dumped yet, it's probably not over yet. But this is not investment advice.
But it will, and someday we'll be just so happy that Bitcoin's finally going down.
Yeah, and when it does, it's going to be great too.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we've had our best days have been on Bitcoin downslopes, man. There's a lot of fun to be had in alts.
Altcoins don't really stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Altcoins have never died. Sorry.
Also going down in the markets this week, the Dash Pump probably reached the peak of its insanity. It's still up 36% this week against Bitcoin, up $100 million in market cap, and that is even despite the fact that it's way off of what its actual peak was.
Yep, that's been fun. I definitely rode that train.
Yeah, I rode it with I have like a tiny amount of Dash that I had bought like a few months ago, and it finally, I was like, oh, this 0.05 of Dash that I had at one point is now worth like, $800 or something. So I sold a tiny amount, but I didn't try to play the swings on Dash.
Yeah, very nice. And they got an addition to Bitfinex, which is pretty big for an altcoin.
Yeah, news keeps posting a fun chart from time to time of Dash, because it's got this correlation with BTC USD.
Really?
The market makers of Dash are really, really good for locking in USD value from their investment. They always pump Dash when BTC is doing something wonky. So they've got this nice cycle going for them.
I was one of those people who, when Dash came out, I was mining or whatever, and I was really salty about the Instamine and was kind of down on Dash for the longest time. But like you said, the market makers on Dash are incredible. They've been like incredible since the coin started, and just being able to like watch the way that they've been able to build these markets and build up the product over time. Like honestly, they've kind of they've won me over.
Yeah, it's a very consistent chart from a technical standpoint. From the way I trade, it's so very nice to trade. It's one of the best charts for me, basically.
So as somebody, I'm not like a huge chart guy. When I look at a chart like Dash and I see that it spiked up to 0.05, and then it did the huge blow off top thing where it loses half its value in a couple hours, that usually for me is like, okay, I'm thinking the pump's probably over. Would you say, looking at something like that, like, is there a change in the chart that would make you say maybe the pump is still going, or are you usually like, it's done?
Maybe even higher volume, I guess. But
okay.
If you look at the volume, it's been tapering off. So that's a very clear sign that the pump's over.
Interesting.
If you get another surge of extremely high volume and it's upwards, and sure, but I think it's done, and
Nice.
you are gonna get some nice day trading waves if you're into that on Polo. But if you are into long-term trades, you should be selling about now.
Okay, nice. So yep, that is Dash Coin, of course, really breaking their new ATH this week and making a huge splash.
Like third highest market cap at some point?
Yeah, number 3 coin or something. I don't know if they still are, but just ridiculous numbers. We also had another good old-fashioned altcoin pump this week with Ethereum. They are up 25% this week against Bitcoin, and this is plus 450 million market cap.
Those Ethereum bags are starting to lift people up into the air like balloons.
It's nuts, man. Ethereum is now 47% of the altcoin market by market cap, which is it's crazy.
Yep, and I don't understand it. But
I never.
Yeah, so I've charted Ethereum quite a lot. It's also a nice one to chart, and I've been bearish on it for quite a while, but instead it's built a double bottom, and now it's trying to pump, but it's in some overhead resistance area, so we'll see how it acts here. It might stop, it might go down again, so I'm watching, I'm not in.
Yeah, I mean, it's still down quite a bit from its Bitcoin high, but it's basically at its USD all-time high, and I think that's why you're seeing the resistance there.
Yeah,
like, for instance, I mean, I sold a bunch this week not a bunch, but enough to pay off my miner. So I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Right, yeah, it seemed like the practical time to take what you needed, I guess. Ethereum, I'm always excited about it just because, like I think I mentioned, it was kind of an obvious ICO play for me in a way because of just the amount of hype around it.
Yeah.
And I think I've just always felt long-term that they've made some controversial decisions, but a lot of blockchains aren't even in the position that they can make any decisions, essentially.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. They operate a lot like a business, and they kind of have this just success attitude that attracts me in a certain way.
Yeah, that's what actually I dislike. They've got like this cult of personality around who. That's not something I like in a coin.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that. And I don't actually necessarily like it. I just kind of think that it is a sign of the amount of money that's behind it. Like when we saw them come to the market, basically after Ethereum got on Poloniex, altcoins changed.
Yep.
Which was weird.
Yeah, and I like to watch Ethereum as an indicator for the overall markets, and so, watching it pump as much this week has been really exciting. Another thing to think about, this week we've been tracking these numbers of Bitcoins versus altcoins for a really long time, and this is one of those weeks where this almost never happens. Bitcoin is up on a really huge upward leg, and altcoin market caps are up, not just against the US dollar, but they're up against Bitcoin overall. Like, alts this week against Bitcoin are up 14%, despite the fact that Bitcoin itself is up 9%. That's really incredibly rare in the alt space. And we saw the overall altcoin market caps themselves jump to $3.67 billion this week, which is completely blows the previous top on altcoin prices away.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah, my thoughts on that are that most weekends dumped their altcoins when Bitcoin was nearing the all-time high around New Year.
Right.
So the people that are holding altcoins right now are pretty strong hands. So that's why the BTC value has been relatively stable, even though I can say I've been suffering. So
I've been crying the past couple of weeks because I bag-holded a few alts for the ride essentially since a couple months ago, and I was crying. But I was kind of trying to make a play. My thinking was I thought that the combined altcoin market cap was looking solid, and so I was going to try and make a play for that by just kind of buying a basket of high cap alts. But then the combined cap went up and my alts went down, so I was like, oh shit, I picked all the wrong coins apparently. And it finally it turned around. I'm back to like break even this week, so I really can't complain. But it's just funny to see. It's tough to ride out these waves, but it's also tough to sell when you're kind of in the thick of it too, because you know that you just don't know when the blood stops. I'm sure a good trader would just have the tight stops and get rid of it when it's down a little bit. But
it depends on the coin. You need to to have if you want to stop, you want it set before you buy the coin itself. You want to have the mindset, am I buying this with a stop or not? So that's how you place stops. You place them in your mind before you buy the coin itself, right, if you want to play with stops. So.
Yeah, and my thinking was like I was going to try and ride some coins out for a couple months based on like a basket of alts. And it looked ugly at first, but they did end up averaging themselves into a good position. So it shows that the index fund approach to altcoin trading could still be effective in bull markets, but who knows what that means. We also had this week a bunch of gainers and losers as usual.
Yeah, on the gainer side, we're looking at Dubai Coin up 61%, Nova Coin 56%, XEM, that's the new economy movement, up 51%, and Dash up 36%.
Kind of surprised by Dubai Coin going up so large. I don't think anyone is really too surprised by this XEM move, though. It seems like this has been building up for a while.
Oh, yeah. And it's still going right now as we speak. It's breaking out.
Really? What are we looking at? Oh man, 885 right now.
Yep.
Damn. Whoa, this chart. This is one of those charts that you see it and you're like, sweet Jesus, where is it going to stop?
But
sorry.
No, go ahead.
The market cap is already quite high, so a lot of money has to pour in to get some real returns. So
But-
I'm curious where it will go.
There's a few different things to consider though, and when you think about the market cap on a coin like XEM, because XEM's a coin that they've had a really tight control over the supply from the start, and so that they have that advantage. And so when Bitcoin is pumping, it's kind of in a way it's easier for them to be able to make a move and create that market. So I think they're seeing the opportunity that the Bitcoin pump has given them in terms of new interest. And so they're like, oh shoot, we have a chance to move this price in a big way, and create some kind of really fun markets for traders too.
Just like Dash.
Yeah, you're right. I think it really is a similar approach to what the Dash market makers are thinking.
So on the other side of the fence, some of the losing value coins: Bela down 39%, Ion down 33%, KUSH down 34%, and PEPE Cash down 28%.
I think these are all coins that were pumped at one point, so it's not surprising to see them drop at this point.
Never is.
You know, you talk about, you think, like you were saying, when Bitcoin is pumping, you'll see the weak hands, and it's pretty clear these are the coins that people potentially don't have a lot of faith in a Bitcoin bull market.
So let's give away some dots.
Hey, dot giveaway?
Yeah.
Whoa.
We got another 10,000 dots to give away. You can claim them by sending the answer to @ChainDynamics on Twitter. The question is, what was the original name and algorithm of the coin NAV, NAV?
That's NAV coin. Once again, that question there. What was the original name and algorithm of the coin NAV? You're going to tweet that at ChainDynamics with your dot address. You get it right, the first person gets 10,000 dots.
That's right.
And the way it works here, if nobody gets it by the end of the show, then we're going to roll those dots over into next week's giveaway.
Correct.
So it'll just be like a bigger and bigger jackpot type situation.
So let's jump over to the rolling review.
Alrighty, we love the rolling review. This is the whole point of this segment is that we are trying to keep track of new coins that maybe look interesting or look cool, and kind of try to keep up with them until they kind of reach the popular awareness.
Yeah. The first one that we're going to mention is Zero.
Yep, we got a coin called Zero. Last week we talked about this coin as well. It's a Zcash clone, but they have stripped out the founder's reward like you might expect, and they also have cranked up I guess in a way, the difficulty of the mining parameters, so that it's much more challenging for most forms of hardware to be able to mine.
Right. By turning up the memory requirements.
Yeah, you need 3 gigabytes of RAM for one CPU thread. So,
Oh, wow.
good luck.
So, interestingly, people have reacted well to this. It's honestly got a really high level of activity in the forum thread. It's got the supernova pool like you're going to want. Still, as far as I know, the only publicly available miner is CPU. Do you know if there's a GPU miner out?
There's a GPU miner for AMD cards.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
So the hash rate's been going up quite a bit. So I've stopped mining since I only mined it on CPU right around when it came out.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people mining it, a lot of interest in it. It's already on exchange. Yeah. So I really, the main competitor for this coin for me is Z Classic, because it's the other Zcash clone with the founder's reward removed. And I am really curious to see kind of how the momentum shifts on these coins in the coming couple weeks.
Cool. Another one on our rolling review still is Pink Dog Coin.
Pink Dog Coin. This launched 2-3 weeks ago.
Yep.
It is still mining. I think the rewards are probably pretty low at this point. I'm pretty sure the difficulty adjustment problems have sorted themselves out mostly. Really, the interesting thing on this coin this week was that they implemented segregated witness.
Okay, nice.
Which I don't know how that came down. Is it so if you're a new coin like Pink Dog Coin, right? probably 90% of your hash rate is on Supernova anyway. If Supernova switches on SegWit, does that mean that you've implemented SegWit?
I don't know. I remember them saying that they were like, there was some issue where they weren't getting their blocks accepted until they turned it on. So I think maybe they were in the minority.
That's fine.
But I'm not sure what that message meant exactly. Pink Dog Coin, it's still out there.
Yeah, if you were looking for a SegWit pump, you're not going to get it. It's kind of touching its new lows.
Right.
But the bottom hasn't dropped out on it yet. It's chilling at like the 10 Satoshi point. It's hanging on for dear life, there's no question of that, but it still hasn't quite fallen out yet, so I'm kind of...
Yeah, as far as I know, it's around this area, it should be the minor break even. So this might be the all-time low. So a good place to buy, I think. I should buy some.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's low volume on Coin Exchange, but if you're patient, usually your bids will go through it.
Right.
I found.
Nice.
Patience with those ones.
So another coin that we are adding to the rolling review this week, one that I want to keep up with, is Pascal Lite.
All right.
So it's a Pascal coin clone. It's all there, as you might expect. But really, what's keeping my eye on this one is obviously the fact that Pascal blew up as big as it did is going to have the interest for clones, and I think this one's probably the best one in terms of it's just really straightforward, and they seem to have actually pulled it off. We've seen like 4 or 5 Pascal clone attempts at this point.
I think something had to relaunch this week or failed to launch. We'll see later.
Yeah, exactly. And so these are the only guys that have pulled it off. There's a ton of posts in the thread. People are mining it using like this dual miner that's out. Apparently there's a dual miner for Ethereum and Pascal. I didn't know about this. So I should be using that on my Ethereum miner. But and there's also a lot of OTC trading in the thread, which is a good sign. So I think it's one to watch out for. Obviously, it's not going to do anything within an order of magnitude of what Pascal did, but usually these follower coins will still get sometimes surprisingly high market caps. So I'll watch it.
Yeah, we're also keeping an eye on Rhinos.
Rhinos coin. This was an airdrop from last week.
Right. Would have been a pretty nice airdrop to get in on.
And apparently is one of the ones that would have been worth signing up for. It looks like right now it's chilling at like 100 Satoshi. The airdrops were 30,000 coins a pop. So you're looking at 0.03 per airdrop claim.
Dang.
It's not bad. Not bad at all.
Did you manage to get in on that, Ambroid?
Nope.
Yeah, you signing up for airdrops these days. It's so hard to give somebody your information, even if it's just your Bitcoin Talk account sometimes.
Yeah, I don't even have a Bitcoin Talk account, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Like, why should I? And this is the only reason why I would sign up. I see no point in posting there. So.
We're also keeping an eye on Neuron.
Neuron. This is a coin that came out last week. It's another script coin, but it's got decent specs. It does have a pre-mine, but it wasn't lower than we're used to, I guess. It's got 120,000 block proof of work, so that means the mining will be like 3 months. It also got the Supernova listing, got the exchange, so kind of a lot of the green flags that you would like to see on a coin. But it doesn't seem to quite have the momentum as some of the other coins that came out last week. Rhinos is getting a lot of attention. Zero is getting a ton of attention.
I see that low pre-mine, and it's not no pre-mine. It doesn't work for me these days.
It's all no pre-mines for Woody at this point.
Nah, well, ideally. This next one actually does have a no pre-mine, but I'm not actually mining it yet. It's called OneCoin.
OneCoin, right? We've all heard of OneCoin. The OneCoin,
the bad one,
right? The fake coin that's like a Ponzi or whatever. These people came out with a coin called OneCoin. It's hard to tell if they're actually trying to stick it to the original OneCoin, or just piggyback off of the branding, or what they're doing really. But they came out with essentially a no pre-mine, just normal coin called OneCoin. And they announced it last week. They actually did launch it this week. They've got the Supernova pool here as well. They had the no insta-mine thing, so the actual block rewards have just started. And honestly, it's kind of interesting. it's one of those coins where I look at it and there's a lot of misdirection in crypto and stuff. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see like a rebrand or some other type of, some way of bringing attention to the coin and then pretending that they didn't call it one coin at some point.
Yeah,
Right.
just name your coin Ethereum and you can just have a rebrand pump.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a funny point. Somebody should try that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the naming seems like a total misdirection to me, and they, at the bottom line, have a no pre-mined coin, which is exactly what I'm always looking for.
Yeah, exactly. So the fundamentals are kind of what we like, and then they're doing this weird, again, they're kind of trying to throw this in the face of the other one coin. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. I'm just curious about it. It's a weird angle. I'm kind of curious to see where they go with it.
Right.
All right, that is going to do it for the rolling review segment this week. We will continue to keep track of all of those coins if they keep doing things that are interesting.
How about some new coins?
And then we're going to jump into them new coins. Love the new coins.
Yeah, so one thing we do, Ambroid, is just watch the announcement section on Bitcoin Talk for all the new coins, and then we look at them on the show.
Yep.
And they get ugly sometimes, but some of the best coins we've seen come across as new coins, so it goes both ways.
We like to separate them into categories. So the first category is proof of work, proof of stake coins, and at the top of the list today is Soil Coin.
We've got a little coin called Soil Coin. They've got a nice emoji in the post title. Apparently that's a new thing these days. Soil Coin is an Ethereum clone, so it uses the Dagger mining. They've got a lot of text here.
This is a lot of info for a locked thread of a coin we'll never hear from again.
Yeah, exactly. They went to a lot of work to make this post, but the thread is locked and we'll never see it again.
How nice.
Blaize Coin. This is a Pascal coin for fork.
Yep, so speaking of Pascal clones, they came out with Blaize Coin. This is different than Blaize Coin, the weed coin that came out like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
This is Blaize, the name. Got to keep these straight. In this case, it is just a Pascal coin clone. The specs are modified a little bit, but it forked or something.
Yep. It looks like they need to try for a relaunch, so maybe we'll see it.
That was Blaize Coin. We also had Murzibia. And there's really no way to describe this coin except that it is our crypto note coin of the week.
Right. Yeah, there's one every week.
Yeah, every single week there's one crypto note coin. It's impossible to distinguish them apart by futures or any other categorization, but they're always out there, and this week it's called Murzibia coin.
And the English is just so great in this one.
Oh yeah, you really know what they're after.
Yeah, sometimes it's very hard to read. Another coin that was launched this week is called Nefarious Coin.
Nefarious Coin. I don't know if these are just like random word generators that they use to come up with these coins, but it's pretty rough branding.
Pretty edgy.
I guess that's true. It is edgy. Like we had Suicide Coin recently too.
Right.
So apparently they're going for the emo crowd with these coins these days, but this one is just a really high pre-mine script clone, so not really anything to see there.
Coochie Coin.
Next up on the list, we have a coin called Coochie Coin.
This one's a wallet builder's coin.
Yeah, it seems like people were going to mine it at first because the name is funny, but then it's just kind of sucked, so they stopped. And by people, I mean not so fast.
Now, who needs Coochie Coin when you've got the Yummy Tummy Coin?
Exactly. I mean, boats and bitches ICOs are out there. There's much higher quality weird name coins.
Another proof of work coin this week, Hemp International.
Hemp International came out this week. This is going back to the fundamentals of the no pre-mine shit that we like. This is a little closer. We've got a no pre-mine, no ICO coin here. They're playing the weed angle, so they're about the 940th coin to go for the weed theme. But, I like the specs on this one. I'm not going to lie. It looks good enough to me. It's got the Lyra algorithm, which is like
It's pretty hard.
It's the Vertcoin algorithm.
Slow.
It is. It's slow to mine. It's the Vertcoin algorithm. It's also the algorithm on Zcoin. And so, I don't know. I'm a little more interested in this one, at least.
But we've seen lots of Layer 2 coins that just don't go anywhere as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the case with any new coin, right? Like, all of these are less likely to still be around in a week than anything else, but it has enough of my markers to where I'll probably keep an eye on it.
Looking back at those proof of work, proof of stake coins, anything stand out to you, Ambroid?
Nope, not this week.
Yeah. Not really here either.
For me, it's Hemp International, if anything else.
Relaunches, re-announcements, pre-announcements, and things that don't fit anywhere else.
Yeah, this is our random category of new coin announcements. First up on the list here, we have a coin called Helium.
Helium. This one was interesting to me because, first of all, there was a legendary member posting it, which doesn't mean a lot because Bitcoin Talk encourages account trading. But they have a plan to make a blockchain and then, from what I can tell, snapshot the spread coin blockchain and base their initial distribution off of that.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, when NXT 2.0 or Ardor came along, they did the snapshot of the NXT blockchain. I think Counterparty did snapshot of the Bitcoin blockchain, maybe. No, that's not different. I'm thinking of Clams did blockchain snapshots.
Yeah.
But, so it's a cool way to distribute a coin. They're going to do the snapshot on Spread Coin, and they are going to launch Helium.
Right, and they're probably going to change the name, it sounds like, between now and then as well. And it looked to me like the spread coin market responded to this news by going up.
What's the deal with spread coin? I haven't paid too much attention to that one before.
Really don't know a lot about it. It's been around for a while, though.
Yeah, me neither.
It's a Bittrex coin, I know that. It's kind of there's an interesting dynamic going on in coins right now where you've got, like, the Poloniex coins, they're the cool kids, the popular kids, they're enjoying the limelight. And then you have this ever-expanding sphere of other coins that are trying to kind of reach the spotlight in the same way. And it used to just kind of be, it was Bittrex and then Poloniex. But now you're starting to see, Cryptopia and Yobit and stuff are getting a lot more volume. So this whole sphere of coins that are in this, like, tier of being below Poloniex, it just keeps growing and growing. I'm kind of curious to see, what the culmination of that is going to be.
For sure. Another one on the list is Netko.
Netko. This is a weird post. This was like a Slovenian IT company is going to release a coin. They're not specifying why, but they're letting us know that they're going to do it.
Okay.
That's pretty much Netko.
No, they're saying it's a loyalty token for customers.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I see it. Netko coin will be used as a loyalty token for our customers and other services. So that's pretty funny. I like it when people do super kind of purpose-built blockchains like this, and I'm curious to see what happens to it.
Definitely.
We had another... This is a weird swap this week. It's called Arabian Chain, and they're saying it's a Dubai coin swap. I don't know if you were able to look at this post, but it's... I'm kind of confused. Because Dubai coin has a huge pump going on right now. And then they're saying, okay, we are now going to swap Dubai coin to DBIC, which is this Arabian coin. It kind of brings up just this weird thing in crypto where you have to wonder if, like, anybody could just post a thread being like, hey guys, I'm going to swap. This is the official swap thread for Dubai coin.
Right.
It's just like somebody made the thread, I don't know. I have no way of knowing.
Yeah, I understand your feeling on this one. That's weird.
And the other thing is Dubai coin's like one of the biggest Yobit coins, and they don't ever follow through with swaps or anything like that. So there's still going to be a Dubai coin market on Yobit
for sure,
for all time. Like, this is a really weird coin to see a swap for, and I can't imagine where they're going to go with it. Like, it seems like they're doing it on Livecoin. So Livecoin is going to swap to DBIX. You're going to have Yobit on Dubai coin.
Really?
it's probably like a misdirection, and Dubai Coin's going to be the pump or something. So yeah, check that out. That is Arabian Chain, announced this week.
This one coming up is called Kayi.
Kayi.
There's not much actually going on here yet.
There's really nothing going on here, but they're claiming that it's a Waves token, and it's traded on Cryptopia, and that's really all I know about it. I haven't seen very many Waves tokens before, so that's kind of the only thing that caught my interest here. But it's really thin. There's not a lot to look at here.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been a few Waves tokens, but since Waves itself is dying, I don't know.
Another coin that came out it actually didn't come out this week, but there was a post about it, was SteepShot.
SteepShot.
This is a platform built on top of Steam.
Yeah,
good luck with that.
So you're going to like this then. The vibe from this is that they're trying to build the Snapchat equivalent for Steam, essentially. So yeah, I don't think I'll be signing up for that one. But
And then we'll just burn through some ICOs real quick for the week. We got Drac, AppTrade, Visio, ProProft, CashScripter, Zurmo, GameUnits, Codex, Gogxinbao, and Shareshub.
just a classic list of ICOs right there. we usually just watch these to we like to see if they ever come out. They usually don't, but there was one funny ICO thing I noticed this week on the thread for GameUnits. In their roadmap, one of their items is roadmap: get investors to improve the coin. Which is hilarious to me, because if you're the investor and you have to improve the coin, why would you? What is the developer going to do? My job is to collect the money. Your job is to give me the money
and then make it better.
And I'm going to need you to do the coin as well. It's awesome.
Yeah. We never know which ICO is going to be the one that actually comes out at this point.
Yep, they all kind of look the same, so we just blast through them.
Yeah, the only ICO that I noticed was Zurmo, because it's the first coin exchange ICO, actually.
Oh, that's interesting to know.
So that's an interesting fact. And also, I don't think I've seen a coin that would be trying to go for the customer relations management thing. So
like
that's what
Salesforce.
Zurmo is. Yeah.
Right.
All right, well, so it's a coin exchange ICO, I guess. All right.
Yep.
Okay. So when we're looking back through all of the new postings this week, anything standing out to you, Brando?
You know me, as usual, man. I'm all about that no pre-mine shit. So I am going to look at Hemp International. I'd probably be down to check out Blaize Coin if when it relaunches, if they are able to pull that off. But for me, those are really the only two. Honestly, this week's coins were not as impressive as last week, but we had a lot of good launches last week. So I'm mostly going to be keeping an eye on those.
All right, cool. How about you, Ambroid?
I'm looking at, I bought some Zurmo, and I'm looking at Netko right now, actually.
Nice.
Cool.
Because since it's Slovenian, I can understand it. Their official web, so I'm just trying to find out just how big the company is, how much money they've got behind them.
Nice. And it's good to, pre-announcements can be some of the best ones to take advantage of, because, there's tons of people that have bots and stuff that watch the new announcements. So if you do like a ninja launch or something, or launch a coin when you announce the thread, everybody's going to see it. But if you post a thread and then launch the coin a week later, if you don't change the thread, most people aren't even going to notice. So it's actually a good way to lower the profile of your coin, kind of when you want it to be low profile.
All right.
That does it for the new coins this week. Next up, we're going to jump into our coin listing segment. We got to give a shout out to our main man, Cryptopia, who hooked us up with the @shitcoinnotify account. It's a Twitter account that you can follow, and it basically gives you tells you when all of these small exchanges do coin listings.
Yep. Great service.
Yeah, it's so awesome, man. Always
So-
there for the ad. Like when Zero got added, you were able to sell it right away, way above the mining break even, for example. So,
Yeah, there can be a lot of advantage to getting early, especially Zero would be a good example. But also for sometimes when coins have high supply, and you know that it's going to be priced in like the single-digit satoshis, having the first bid at, or having the first ask in at 4 or 5 or whatever can be really useful.
Yeah, it's always nice to be first.
So in mining pool listings this week, we had a couple listings from Supernova. Looks like I forgot to write them down. What did Supernova list? They listed the Hemp International coin, and there was one more. We'll catch up with it.
All right. And then on the exchange listings, we have, of course, Cryptopia listing 0, Kayi, Score, Argus, and Raiblocks.
It's a huge listing with Raiblocks there, man. Raiblocks has been out for like a year.
Right.
People have been waiting on this listing for a long ass time.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it on show number 2, actually.
Yep.
Bittrex added Quark.
And Quark. What's the deal with Quark? I don't even know what that's from.
yeah, that's the swap from SAR.
Oh, okay. All right, I get it. I was not piecing that together.
Over on Yobit, they listed Marx, Alexandrite, and Nixon.
Nice Yobit collection there.
C-cex listed EB3.
Okay.
Nova Exchange, big list this week.
Whoa.
Beyond Push, Alexandrite, Rega, True Investment Coin, Pesta Coin, Mavrodi Coin, Arbit, Circuit Coin, Cage Coin, Joker Coin, Le Pen, Global Trade Coin, State Coin, and Score Coin.
All right.
All your favorites. Livecoin listed Chronobank and Waves.
That's actually an interesting couple of listings. Chronobank is that ICO that's been flooding everybody's
Right.
advertising feeds for the past God knows how long.
Right.
So it'll be fun to watch that. It'd probably go down, but who knows?
CoinExchange.io listed Reynos, Ganja, Zurmo, Baked, Argus, and Global Trade Coin.
Nice, right on. As far as listings for me this week, it's got to be Raiblocks, man. That's you don't see coins that have been kind of chilling that long survive usually. Like usually, if you're not listed after a year, that's a dead coin completely. Raiblocks has somehow been sticking with it the whole time, and I feel like I was kind of expecting there to be a lot of selling at first because like these people have been sitting for a year, sitting on this coin. If that was me, at least, I would definitely be trying to get rid of them. So I'm curious to see if the people who are interested in buying are going to be willing to buy up all the coins at this price, or if they're going to try and let it go down a little bit. So next, we're going to jump into our coin birthdays segment.
Yeah, we always love to take a look at coin birthdays, and taking a look back, we've got a few 3-year birthdays this week. First up is Einstienium, which came out on March 1st, 2014.
That EMC2. Was it originally EMC, or was it always EMC?
EMC2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that makes the most sense, right?
Yep, it's a good old-fashioned coin there. Happy 3rd birthday.
They had a huge polo pump, man. It's like they're one of those coins that it's like, oh, we're on polo, we win. We did it.
Yeah, and another one right there with them is Flutter Coin. Another 3-year birthday. Came out on March 3rd, 2014.
Is that one still just traded on BT or?
No, I think that one's elsewhere.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely on Cryptopia, for example. And yeah, happy birthday to both of them. It was kind of interesting. Those are both 3-year coins. There were no 2-year coins, although there were 1-year coins last year at this
Right.
time. So those ones didn't make it.
Yeah, there were coins that launched this time last year, but none of them stuck around.
Right.
Sad time. Alrighty, and I think with that, we're going to call it a wrap for show number 53 here at Blockchain Dynamics.
Yeah.
A happy birthday once again to Einsteinium and Flutter. A huge thank you to you, Ambroid. We had a ton of fun having you on the show this week.
Well, thank you. It's been awesome. Lots of fun.
Yeah, thanks a lot. We really appreciate you taking the time. And as usual, the show is brought to you all by Cryptopia.co.nz.
That's Cryptopia.co.nz. They're a great altcoin platform. There's just tons of people using Cryptopia these days. It's a lot of fun. They've got a lot of great features. Don't forget to check out their forums where we hang out, and stop by our thread there, and we will throw you some dots.
Yep. Check us out at blockchaindynamics.net. This is Error by Trail Radio, and we'll see you next week with heavier bags. Bye-bye.
Bye.